Hey, what's up guys, Alex here. Thank you for checking this video and welcome to the episode number 45 of the series of tutorials on how to build a premium theme for WordPress. Welcome again. In this tutorial we're gonna complete the comment section. If you remember, in the last episode we tackle the majority, all the arguments that are necessary to properly configure the WP list comments to print all the comments related to a page or a post or a custom post type or whatever. Before continuing this tutorial, I suggest you to insert a couple of fake comments so at least we have something to work with. And I already did it on my local installation. Of course, I created the first comment with a fake user, with a fake email, and then I replied to this comment with my admin account. First, you will notice that this is totally ugly. It's pretty ugly. The form, it's all over the place. The comments are not properly styled. It's pretty gross, but it's working. We have our number list. The reply, it's properly indented below underneath the actual main comment. And if you notice here, there's my face, there's my icon with the settings that I specified of width and height. And this image, I didn't actually upload this image anywhere in my Sunset theme installation. This is coming directly from Gravatar. Gravatar is a system that WordPress uses to manage the user profile inside the comment section throughout all its entire ecosystem of blog. If your email is associated to a specific Gravatar account, automatically WordPress will populate your Gravatar icon or your Gravatar future image or profile image to appear automatically in the comment section. Let's increase a little bit the avatar size by double it with having it at 64. So if we save it, we go back in the front end, we refresh it, it's way bigger because we increase the size, the width in pixels of 64, and automatically WordPress crops this thing into a little square. So we're gonna have height and width exactly the same. Let's access our editor and let's access the sunset.scss file and let's copy this comment here and let's create another section here called, of course, comment section. First, I want to style a little bit the header here. I want to use the same border top or border bottom in this case, but we can copy the style of the entry footer, and I want to apply exactly the same for the comment section. So this one is called comments area, and let's style that specific class. So comments hyphen area. I'm gonna have a border top of 4 pixels, and then I'm gonna give it a margin that it's a margin top that it's equal to pretty much the same of the margin top of this area that for now I don't remember what it is, but it should be 40 pixel. Oh my god, I remember 40 pixels. So now we have this nice defined area with the navigation of previous and next post, and then we have the comment section below. What is missing? The comment section is a proper title. We don't have a title to specify how many comments we have, if the comments are open, and maybe last time that someone wrote a comment. So let's take care of the missing title here, that it's really important. Let's access back our comments.php, that is the file that handles all the comments, and right after if have comments, we're gonna print the title of how many comments we have right here, right after here, before the starting of the order list. We can have an h2 tag, or of course you can specify the HTML tag that you want, and we can give it a class called comments-title. Let's close the h2, and inside here we can use a little bit of PHP magic to dynamically change the amount or the actual character, or the actual name of the title based on the amount of comments. Because if we have one comment, we could have one comment on the title of the page. If we have 2 comments, we should have 2 comments or specific amount of comments, as many comments as we have in the title. So sometimes we have comment, sometimes we have comments. We have to specify 1 if it's only 1, or we have to specify 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how many comments we have. So we have to make the title dynamically interchangeable. And to do that, we have to use a couple of PHP functions. First of all, let's open the PHP tags and let's use the function printf that is a native function of PHP and gives us the ability to output a formatted string. And inside here, we're gonna have a lot of formatting, a lot of stuff are going on, and probably is going to be a little bit complicated, but no worries. Let's go slow and let's learn everything. So first, we can start by simply writing the title of our post in a span tag. So let's create a span tag in HTML, so inside the single quotes, and let's connect the HTML with the PHP string. Let's concatenate the HTML with a variable or PHP variable. In this case, I'm gonna use the getTheTitle WordPress function to retrieve the title of my current blog post or my current page or whatever section I'm looking at right now. So right now, this printf is printing simply the title of the post inside a couple of span tags, so we can use this to style it. Now, what I want to do in this function, I want to have a couple of options. First, if I have one comment, I want to have one comment on, and then the title. In my case, like on gallery 2, maybe inside span or maybe inside double quotes, whatever. We can style it in a different way. If I have more comments, I want to have the number of comments. For example, 2 comments, or if I have 3 comments, I want to have 3 comments. And if I have also like a lot of comments, for example, 2000 comments, I want to have this number that is really big to be properly formatted based on the region, on the area that the user is visiting my website from. So for example, if you're visiting from the United States or Europe, you're going to have a different formatting for this number. You could have this to represent 2000, or you could have this with a comma or with a comma or with a dot. And then the thing gets bigger. So if we have 20,000, we're going to have something like that. But I don't want to create something super crazy to handle this. I want to have I want to use a predefined function, an already available function from WordPress and PHP to properly handle these different derivations and different things that could happen inside our comments title. So let's just leave this span here for now and let's take care of other things. So first, let's use the escape HTML function. The escape HTML function is a function from WordPress that we already saw and we already used a couple of times, and gives us the ability to properly escape an HTML block. So it's like more safe. We don't have to worry about safety, and we don't have to worry about weird outcomes if we are injecting HTML and variables all together. Let's put a comma because these two are 2 different values, so they have to be separated by a comma. And inside the escape HTML function, we're gonna use another function of WordPress, and this is gonna get slightly complicated, that is called underscore and X. The underscore and X function is an hybrid function between underscore N and underscore X, are both. Basically, this underscore and X gives us the ability to input different derivation, different formats of the same sentence, and then compare those sentences with a specific variable. If the variable is singular, so it's 1, it's gonna return the singular string, the singular portion of our text. If it's plural, it's gonna return the plural version of our text inside a specific context, inside a specific domain. Let's take a look on how it actually works. That could be really confusing. So first we have to specify the singular. What happens if we have just one comment? And our title is gonna be just, as I said before, one comment on. and I want to specify the double quotes. I could write double quotes like that, but this is not really properly correct. We should use the HTML tag of the double quotes, and to write this in proper HTML is just simply ampersand LDQUO and semicolon, and then we have to close the other double quote, so the closing quote. And to specify the closing quote, we can copy exactly this and just write the R, because one is left, the other is R. So if you notice here, this HTML code to print the double quote is ampersand left D quo, that it stands for double quote, and this is ampersand R right double quote. So we're gonna have left and right double quote. Pretty easy. In the middle, in between the left and right double quote, we have to specify our unique variable, and the unique variable we can access it with a specific predefined code from the function that it's $2$s. Basically, this code will give us the ability to access the second value of this function, and we're gonna write the second value later. We're gonna keep going for now. So let's specify a comma after the first text, and this is the singular text. So this is what happens when we have just one comment. If we have more than one comment, so we are in a plural type of environment, we have to specify the number, whatever number of comments we have, and the text is gonna be, for now I'm gonna write, like, for example, 3 comments on, and I'm gonna copy this section that is gonna be exactly the same. Now I have to edit, dynamically edit this number to retrieve the actual current number of comments available. I cannot write it manually because it won't update dynamically. To access this, I have to access another variable, but instead of the variable number 2, so I copy paste this code to access another variable, I need to access the variable number 1. And now we're gonna write these two variables, variables number 1 and variables number 2. So let's put a comma. So for now, in the nx function, we specify the first string, that is the singular string, the second string, that is the plural string, and now we have to specify variable number 1 and variable number 2. The variable number 1 is simply the number of comments, and we have to pass it through a function of WordPress to get the number of comments. So just simply write get underscore comments underscore number. Open and close the brackets. Perfect. The third parameter, that in this case is the second parameter for these two variables, is the comments title. And to return the comments title, we can just simply write manually comments space title. This automatically will grab the comments title of this current post or current page if you have comments on the page, and it's gonna print this, the title, inside this second variable. And the last parameter that is not absolutely necessary, but it's always better to put it, is the domain name, the one that we specified inside our style.css, the text domain name. In our case, it's sunset theme. Now, before saving and before printing and checking the front end if we wrote something wrong, we have to specify another parameter that it's the actual formatting of the comments number. As I said before, sometimes I could have so many comments that I need to specify the 1000 separation. So I could have the comma or the dot. To properly format the comments number, I can use a predefined function of WordPress to convert an integer number to a format based on the local, on the geographical area the user is accessing my website. So this function is called number underscore format underscore I18 n. Open and close the brackets, and inside we have to pass this exact same function that it's retrieving the number of comments of this post. And we finally did it. We completed this humongous function that has multiple functions inside just to print the title. But in this way, we have the title that is fully dynamic and can automatically grow and change and adapt itself based on the number of comments. Let's save it, let's go back in our front end and let's check if we broke something. We didn't break anything, and look how beautiful, or not really beautiful, but look how it's more obvious that this is the comment section, because here we have 2 comments exactly on gallery number 2 inside the left quote and the right double quote, and everything thanks to this function. Another thing that we could do, and we have to do before styling the actual look of the comment section, is adding a section here to navigate between pages, because also the comments, like the blog posts, can be separated in different pages if the amount of comments is too much, and the user has the ability in the backend to specify this pagination. So we have to create a proper pagination, of course. Let's go back in our text editor, and here also before the comments list, we can create a new section only if we have more comments and the navigation is activated by the user. So first, let's open our PHP tags and let's check if we have any through and it's bigger than 0. We have the get comment pages count. This is a function that returns an integer, a number that returns the number of pages that this comment section has, not the number of pages of our blog, but the number of pages where these comments are separated. So if this number is bigger than 1, it means we need the pagination. And we can write double ampersand to specify, and we have the option specified by the user, get option, and the option is page underscore comments. So it means that if both these declarations are true, it means that we have comments to navigate through. Otherwise, we don't need this stuff. We don't need to print a navigation if there's nothing to navigate. Let's put a column and let's close, before writing anything else, let's close this PHP tag and let's close the and if with a semicolon at the end. Now at the center, we can start writing a little bit of HTML with a nav HTML5 markup. The ID is going to be equal to a name that you want to use. For now, I'm going to use like comment nav top, and then I can close this nav. Indent, can give in a class also called comment navigation, and then we can give it a role to have a better HTML5 structure of navigation. Here we can specify an h3, and let's print a custom text with a simple escape HTML underscore E. So let's write something like comment navigation. And our text domain is the usual sunset theme, because that's what we defined. And semicolon here. And now here we can write a div called simply with a class of navlinks. Or if we want to do something better, we could potentially, or even not potentially, copy this entire structure, the sunset post navigation. That it's pretty cool. So let's do that. Let's access the front end without refreshing because we are still coding. Let's inspect the element and let's copy this entire HTML section. We have the row. Let's copy this and let's paste it directly in our code to style as we want. So it's way easier. It's not a bad thing to reuse whatever section you already coded. I mean, you coded, so it's not stealing. You're using your own stuff. So you can do that. You can reuse your own code if you like it, and you don't have to recode it every time 1,000 times, so it's pretty good. Here, of course, we have to remove this a tag because we don't have to navigate to a specific post, but we have to use another WordPress function to retrieve automatically the comment navigation link for older comments. So let's open a PHP tags, and let's use the function previews underscore comments underscore link. Let's open and close the brackets, and inside here let's specify an escape underscore HTML double underscore, and also here it's basically identical to this one. It's identical to this one, but in this case we have the ability to, like the escape HTML to have a translation in the meantime. We can also return it inside another function. This one prints directly escape and echo directly the text. This one can gives us the ability to inject whatever value we have inside another function without echoing at the same time. So it's pretty handy. Let's open and close the brackets, and inside we have to specify just whatever title we want or whatever link text is going to be inside our link. In my case, I want this to be older comments, and of course I have to specify the text domain that it's always the same, and let's maintain the always the same. Here we could duplicate these other, or let's actually copy Command C or Control C if you're on Windows, and let's paste it here after the closing of the div, and we have the second div that it's gonna be pretty awesome. And here we have the span tag div. Let's indent properly so everything is easier to read, and also in this case let's remove this. And as always, WordPress, it's pretty straightforward. So if we have the previous comments link, to check the next comments link, we can just write next comments link. And let's maintain the same structure, but let's just update with newer comments link. That's it. Before closing everything, we have to basically duplicate this stuff and paste it right below, right after the ending of the comments list, because we could have a comments list of 50 comments, and having the navigation only at the top is not really user friendly. We don't want the user to scroll back up to just reach the navigation. We want to have the navigation also at the bottom. I'm always and only referring to the navigation of the comment section. So let's copy paste the entire stuff, but just change the ID to comment nav bottom. Everything else, we use classes, we use a pretty standard HTML structure, so let's leave it like this. And here I actually don't want the titles because I don't want to specify the H3 comment navigation, so let's just leave it like that. Let's save it. Let's go back in our front end. Let's refresh and let's see if we broke something. Perfect. We don't have any error. We don't have anything wrong. So the system works, but nothing works here. Nothing is visible because we don't have that many comments and we don't have the pagination specified. So let's pause this lesson about the comments here for now, and if you want, you can experiment this. You can activate the pagination, you can implement or write a specific amount of comments to have a simulated pagination. Let's test this function and let's test this newly generated section a lot to see if everything works. In the next lesson, we're gonna complete this and we're gonna just take care about styling all this stuff and make it less ugly and more user-friendly and in line with the style that we have with our overall website, and it's looking pretty sleek. So it's pretty much it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. And if you want, you can spend a couple of minutes to check the support me page on my website, where you can find all different methods and ways to support me, support my channel, and help me to do better videos and better tutorials for you. Thank you again, guys, and until the next lesson, as usual, happy coding!